Good evening. My name is Thomas Nelson. I'll be your professor for Business Startup Experience. Probably don't know very many of you, and I apologize for not being able to be there in person. I had some flight issues, and I will be there for the rest of the classes going forward. Tonight, we're going to be a few videos of me, and we're going to be discussing a few things. Professor Ron Myers is here to help make sure everything goes smoothly, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, first, as I said, the class is a business startup experience. We're going to go through the syllabus, then we're going to discuss Top Hat, then we're going to discuss profit, then we're going to discuss past businesses that have been run in this class, and then we're going to talk a little bit about pitching. And the last thing we're going to do is discuss a bio sheet that you'll be making and how to make that, and then you'll be working on that and you'll turn it in before you leave tonight. Okay, so as I said, again, the class is Business Startup Experience. You're in the room, so you obviously know when it meets and where it meets, and it meets every Monday except for national holiday. I think we have one of those this semester. My office is here in Linder Hall in room 512. I also have another office over in the Entrepreneurship Center. That's at 225 Calhoun Street, room 300. It's across from Corrito Burrito. You stand at Corrito Burrito, look across the street, you see a fire hydrant. There's a door pretty much behind the fire hydrant. That's where we are. You may have to call me to be buzzed in. Sometimes that door's open, sometimes it's not. I'm up on the third floor. When you get off the elevator, turn to the right. There's big glass doors. That's where I am. If you need to call me, my phone number is 702-420-8952, and it's in the syllabus, which has been uploaded to Blackboard. My email is there also. It's thomas.nelson at uc.edu. Okay, briefly, this class, in general, what we're going to do is we're going to start a business. You're going to form teams, and you're going to come up with a product or service. We haven't had very many services, but that's no problem. We can have them. It's just whether or not that's what you guys choose to do. You're going to come up with a product or service, and you're going to offer it to the community, and we'll see how it goes. The general idea is that we're going to be generating money that will be donated to the university. This saves us a lot of headaches later on, as opposed to actually selling product and keeping the money. There's all sorts of forms we don't have to fill out, we don't have to collect sales tax, we don't have trouble with the university and all kinds of stuff like that. We still get to go through the experience of creating a product, marketing it, distributing it, logistics, and so on and so forth. You're going to learn through what's called experiential learning, which is you actually learn by doing. In addition to that, we'll have some readings and some other things that we do as well. You guys should all have heard of PACE. This class engages with the PACE initiative on a number of levels. You can see more detail about that in the syllabus. Primary reading materials for this class are Timothy Ferriss's The 4-Hour Work Week and Chris Golobu's $100 Startup. Details on those are both in the syllabus. You need to get those books and begin reading the $100 Startup. We will get to it fairly early in the semester, and we'll start having questions about it, and we'll start discussing it. In addition to those, you will need a subscription to Top Hat. Go to tophat.com. The join code is 321103. Top Hat will be the platform that we take attendance with. We will also use it to, you'll be asked questions a few times in each class period to test learning and to figure out if you're doing your job and if I'm doing my job and so on and so forth. So you'll need to have that. That's an integral part of the class. Preparing for class, any reading assignment that you're given, you should read before coming to class on that day, because we will discuss it. We will ask questions about it. There's lots of stuff in the syllabus to read. Role of students in the class, read that. Classes will start on time, be here at the beginning of class. You guys already know all of this, but we sort of have to tell you at the beginning of every semester anyway. It's one of those things that we're supposed to do. Another thing that's very important is the student code of conduct. Academic dishonesty is not tolerated at the University of Cincinnati, and it is especially not tolerated in the Lindner College of Business. We have a specific 2 strikes policy, which you will, if you need information, hopefully you won't need information about it, but the general idea is if you're engaged in academic dishonesty twice, you can be dismissed from the college. There's an inclement weather policy that we have, but since this is a summer class, it's highly unlikely that's going to apply. All written assignments are to be turned in electronically before class begins on their due date, with the exception of the one you'll get today. It's due before you leave class tonight. Late assignments, including 1 minute late, will not be accepted, and you will receive a grade of 0 on those. No makeups are provided for those things. Grading structure. There are currently 1,100 points for this class. 55 of those points you get just for showing up. 180 points you get for answering questions before, questions as we go through class. You'll use your cell phone or your computer to answer those questions. You'll have the bio sheet assignment tonight, which is worth 25 points. Next week, you'll be pitching an idea, which will be worth 50 points. The week after that, your team will pitch an idea, which is worth 50 points. After that, when you have a product, you'll be coming up with a logistics plan, a break-even analysis. You will develop web copy for the class website that we sell all these products on. And you will have weekly sales meetings with other members of your team, and you'll provide me the minutes and your sales goals from those. Those are worth 140 points. You will reconcile your books at the end of the semester and make sure that all of the product you sold got paid for, and anything that didn't gets returned. That's another 50 points. You will get 150 points for breaking even, which is slightly less than 10% of your grade. That is, if you don't lose money, you get all of those points. You may earn an additional 150 points for making a profit. I would highly encourage you to try and make a profit, and we will talk extensively about that as we go through. Make no mistake, this is an entrepreneurship class. In the past, students have not appreciated the fact that there is sales involved in entrepreneurship. No one in entrepreneurship makes any money until someone sells something. Money has to change hands for entrepreneurship to work. So a very, very important part of this class will actually be taking your product and your service out into the market and getting people to part with their hard-earned money for it. That's an important thing. That's a big part of this class, and it's a big part of all of our entrepreneurship. Without product moving, business just does not work. So the fact that there's 300 points total that have to do with product being sold is a pretty reasonable thing. Okay, on to grades. There's no curve in this class. There's no curve on the final or during the semester or individual assignments. And the grading points are 90, 80, 70, 60. So if you get 90%, you get an A, period. If you get 89.99989%, that will be a B. My GPA when I graduated as an undergraduate was 3.899997, which means that I graduated magna cum laude instead of summa cum laude. There was a rounding error that was teeny, teeny, tiny, but in the real world, that's the way things work. So that's what will happen in this class. If you get enough points to get an A, you'll get an A. If you get enough points to get a B, you'll get a B. Okay. Anything that you disagree with the grades can be appealed. That appeal process is done in writing, and we will definitely engage in that if that turns out to be a problem. It rarely is. We will not be discussing grades in class, before class, or after class. If you want to have a grade issue and have a discussion about it, we can do that. during office hours, which is pretty much any time. I'm around a lot. Slightly less in the summer, but I'll still be at school more than you are. So trust me, you'll be able to find me. Okay. Attendance. Excessive absence will result in a reduction in grade. Okay, first, you're not going to get the attendance points. Second, you won't be able to answer the questions. And besides that, you can't actively participate. You can't get the learning goals that we have. You will not be able to get those if you don't show up. Showing up is really important. So please do so, especially in a class like this where we only meet once a week. Taking a day off is like taking 3 days off for a class that meets Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Okay. That pretty much covers the syllabus. There will be another video to follow. Thanks for paying attention to this one, and I'll be back in a minute.